Okay, we're back. Wow. Yeah, thank you, Beverly Bird, homie, my sister, for letting me know I had to do something to make improvement um, in terms of my video. And I am going to give you this, Beverly Bird, since she was up there, right there. I'm going to give you this first piece I'm going to do, and it's called Let a Sister Be Praised. And it is in American Challenges in the Obama Era, Part 1. Okay? Let a sister be praised. Let a sister be raised. Let a sister be praised. Not just oppression. This is a positive expression. From the ash heap of white history to the queendom of African history. From the segregation of the white nation to the top of our African nation. Let a sister be raised, let a sister be praised. She is our diamond in the rough. She survived so beautiful, our sister is rough. She is our treasure chest. She is unique and she is the best. Through abuse and scorn from us, our sister was torn. 'Cause she is special to us. I'm serious. Let those who dare to keep a sister down find their way to rise from the ground. Lift our sister up. Lift her image too. Sisters, you know we need you. Don't put our sister down in your city or town. Don't be a fool because sisters are cool. Let a sister be raised. Let a sister be praised. Again, thank you, Beverly. Okay, all right. Now, I got a few more pieces here I want to get for you. And let's see. I turned around because I promised to do a piece for Mumia Abu-Jamal. And, of course, I forgot the book. But before this program is over, I'll find it online because I can chew gum and walk at the same time. Just like we as brothers and sisters in a white America run by Donald Trump, we got to live here and plan to how we can get together and make improvements at the same time. Okay? All right. Douglas Osunde up in SAC. How you doing, young man? All right. One of my students from Nigeria. I just want to throw out a salute to you because growing up from 25 to 29, continuing to grow while I lived in Nigeria was a big boon to me because I learned so much more about myself and my people. And you probably, Douglas would probably know what I'm talking about. Recently, I went by a Nigerian restaurant here in Pittsburgh, California, and I had some moi moi, which, brothers and sisters from America, moi moi is black-eyed peas made African style with all the, boiled and then the black eyes removed. I don't know why, but the flavor then is packed in with the seasonings and then cooked in either bean cake. It's cooked in what would you call it? Cooked in banana leaves in Nigeria, but in America probably cooked in probably best in foil. But it's so good and filling, and it's a real good healthy food for you. So after that, I went back to that restaurant and I had pounded yam and egusi soup. Two of my favorite meals while I lived in Nigeria. I can still get right here in Pittsburgh, California. So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I started out this venture by reading some poems from the book American Challenges in the Obama Era, Parts 1 and 2. And so this one here is foundational to that book. And I'm dedicated to Mumia Abu-Jamal and all the other African Americans who consider themselves political prisoners in the belly of the beast called America. Because there are brothers and sisters who are behind bars because of over-enforcement in our community, over enforcement of laws. Like, for instance, in San Francisco, they won't go up to the North Beach to do enforcement. But you go to Lakeview, where I used to live, or Hunters Point, or Fillmore, anywhere African Americans are, you find over enforcement of the law. And that's why we're overrepresented in the prisons. It's systemic, and we've got to find a way to fix it. And the best way for us to empower ourselves is to establish a national, strategic national black consensus among us first. We got to keep it peaceful among us so we can bring about development and bring about and fight for justice. This piece is called We Charge Genocide. Police terror, homicide. Police terror, unjustified. We have been oppressed 500 years. We charge genocide. Police brutality widespread. Many of us underfed. Sandra Bland is dead. Real African Americans seeing red. Police attacking black youth. Tell our youth the real truth. The death of Freddie Gray was homicide. Systematic homicide. We charge genocide. A history full of excessive force. A messy democracy off course. The USA democracy, police terror, makes it a hypocrisy. The killings from Mike Brown to Emmett Till are homicide. We all must charge the USA and the West with genocide. Thousands of police vigilante assassinations, a poor state of liberation. Sean Bell, shot 50 times in New York City. He died. We charge genocide. In the prison industrial complex. In police prison guard complex. In police prison guard racist text. San Francisco. We don't see, survive and protect. Police prison guard homicide. How can we thrive? America outlaws our hopes and dreams and our pride. We charge genocide. End unequal enforcement in our black community only. Use equal enforcement throughout society. Because we charge white society with practicing genocide on black society. End stop and frisk of black and brown men. End selective enforcement by police and the government. End racial profiling of black and brown men. The American people need enforcement that's equal. The founding fathers lied. They only said 3/5 of a man or a woman. Our ancestors fought, cried, and died. We charge genocide. To pay for genocide, pay reparations, not more homicide. Our ancestors hung like kites while we still fight for our human rights. We charge genocide. Again, this is a piece that appears in we'll call American Challenges in the Obama era. It's a series. The first part one takes into account the first term mostly, and the second part two, the second term. But there's a projection into the future and solutions projected and proposed to relieve us of this powerlessness by becoming more powerful, by loving each other better, and by having a strategic national black consensus that we, as a people, practice among ourselves, where we stop the killing and start the healing, and start to loving each other more, and stop the division that has us fighting each other from different sides of the community or preventing passage and all that kind of a thing. And it's not just one city. It's all over the place. It's all over the African-American nation. Well, let me just take this time right now to say I have a brother-in-law that's a Nigerian, and when his mother came from Nigeria and met my youngest sister, Ann, she brought this hat for me. So this is a Nigerian hat from the Yoruba culture. is from Western Nigeria. And so to Harry and to Ann, if you're out there, I salute you, my youngest sister and brother-in-law. This piece I brought in Lamert Park in Los Angeles, probably back in 2008 or 2009 when I was hanging out down there a lot with Itabar and some other people in L.A., Brother Keaty, and so on. So, yeah, again, let's keep ourselves growing together, because we're not going to be growing if we continue to shoot bullets at each other and throw insults to each other. Now, this poem here, I see, goes really deep in my soul, and it goes back to when I was a very young man. But I just recently finished writing this poem, and it's called A Black August Memory. What painted my Black August memory was not my first year in college, but the murder of George Jackson, who had been thrown in jail almost forever for young man crime that was, brought about by the poverty that we all face, even till today. So, Black August Memory. And I've never read this one anywhere. From 450 years to 1971, yet our freedom struggle, we have made progress, yet our freedom must be a success. From 450 years to 1971, yet our freedom struggle continues. We have made progress, yet our freedom must be a success. Black August memory of government murder and brutality at Attica, near New York City. Too many killed and injured. Are we free? And the late, strong George Jackson, and they locked him up on a minor robbery. Threw away the key. Black August memory. They assassinated both a black prince and younger brother, George and Jonathan Jackson, killed in an August reality memory. We remain hopeful, but can Obama make the change? End the murder, brutality of the state. Pardon the victims of counterintelligence program, FBI dirty tricks, and our unfree August memory. Indeterminate sentence, worse than 3 strikes. For strong George Jackson, they threw away the key for a minor robbery. This is the Black August memory that began. This is the Black August tragedy that began this August memory. And my brothers killed at Attica, fighting to be free. And grand old Marcus Garvey and the UNIA, United States of Africa, Black August memory. Marcus Garvey wanted empowerment for the disempowered us, so we could be free. August 17th, his birthday, Black August memory. This piece is for all the Middle Passage survivors, past, present, and future. Black August memory. And so to kind of bring it a little bit forward, but that Black August memory does appear in American Challenges in the Obama Era Part 2. I'm just sharing some of the spoken word pieces because maybe that'll promote you to go there, because I still need a whole lot of brothers and sisters to go and look at my books. And you can go to my page, my author's page on Amazon.com, and you can read my books free, the first 10 pages. But to get the whole download, yeah, it will cost a little something. Most of my books are $2.99, but Long Distance Love, that's about $4.49, and Journey to the Motherland, because it's got an update and an extension at the end, that's $3.99. Now, I wrote that book called Loving Black Women in 2003, and it's still available. It's been updated. It's still available at Amazon.com. So you can now don't have to buy the page turner. You can buy the ebook, the download, and it's only $2.99. Now, Loving Black Women. Again, that was a book I wrote in 2003, but here it is, 2017, and I'm still not finished. Loving Black Women. Your beauty is legendary, sweeter than the sweetest berry. For as long as we remember, you have our child, please deliver. When you were made, God did a good thing. I was happy and I sang and thanked our Maker and then begged, please never take her. Since that day, what can I say? We've been, understand, loving our black woman. Your sweet lips are heavenly, baby. You are special to me. And that's Loving Black Women. And now let's go on and just keep on putting it on our sister. We're going to put the praise on our sister today. This one is called Chocolate Love. And this one comes from American Challenges in the Obama Era Part 1. So you see I got a variety of spoken word as well as the Obama story and the story of how we survive as African American people, all packed into that 220 pages in Part 1 of American Challenges in the Obama Era. And I pretty much told the story of the second term of Obama, along with our tragedies and that happened, like Trayvon Martin in Part 2 and all the rest of them. I tried to chronicle as many of those police shootings and violence against us and our protests as I could, but I also tied it to a positive message that we had to develop a strategic national black consensus among us. They have black women and black men divided in this country. All the brothers in prison, some of the sisters in prison, and some of the brothers on the street. But we still fighting each other. We still have active disagreements. And we need to smooth that over and tie ourselves together with a strategic national black consensus based on black self-love, based on black people working together, based on having a black trust, a national black trust, where blacks who have made it in this society contribute, and that money is taken in a nonprofit type system and given to young blacks who come up with businesses that can promote jobs and hire jobs for our young people. Whether you're young or old, we all need jobs and we need businesses and we need to support each other. And we need that black trust. The national black trust is an integral part of having a strategic national black consensus. But we also need some more chocolate love. Here it comes. Explore chocolate love as you are, as you can see. And the strong bond chocolate love can be. Masculine tenderness, feminine sweetness, thick and deep rich chocolate, considerate, durable, and delicate. A voluntary commitment to promote mutual fulfillment. Love from the tip. Chocolate love in the mind and the grip. Chocolate excitement emerging from the love commitment. When chocolate is love's glue, when chocolate is love's glue, chocolate content with love went through. When chocolate is love's glue and rhythm of that is true. When love is shared by two with real sensitivity in love and unity. Two chocolate minds, bodies, love is the remedy. Chocolate togetherness, love, and happiness. We give love to each other. Chocolate love, we share together. Chocolate love, love and commitment. Chocolate love is heaven sent. Chocolate love in many a shade. Chocolate love, a loving, colorful cascade. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so now again we're going to go on a little bit longer here, just a little bit, because I've already been on. urge you to go back and get the first presentation. I have many presentations, and I would love for you to have them all and to check them out. But most of all, give a brother some support, because those sales reports could use some input from my progressive brothers and sisters, whether you are Latino, Asian, whether you in Papua New Guinea, whether I'm talking about, I need support from the progressives all over the world. Because all over the world there's a struggle for human rights. And this American media, they're ignoring me because I'm on the edge of human rights. I'm talking about the human rights struggle that all people who are working people or who are struggling people in the world for dignity and respect are trying to get that dignity and respect. And I'm writing about it. I got a solution to it called the Strategic National Black Consensus. But all of the progressive people, whether you are Asian Americans, and there's so many different types, whether you are African, and of course in Africa we need an international strategic strategy, and the United States of Africa, I'm fully for that. I really believe the people of Africa need to have a United States of Africa come from the bottom up. Because it got to come from the people. Because if it comes from the bottom up, it's strong. Just like the Afros we won in the 60s, no leader started it. It came from the bottom up. And so even if we're going to have a strategic national black consensus in America, it still has to come strongly. It must be strong, and it comes stronger if it comes from the bottom up. From the regular, ordinary, everyday brothers and sisters looking at the horror of all the police brutality we're facing and the discrimination in the workplace, we got to work together. We can't continue to fight each other and still be fought by the white supremacy forces of Donald Trump and his supporters, as well as those militias and all those other gun-carrying whites that are running around in the South and other parts of the country. And for progressive America, and for the progressive business community, and for the progress of the world to ever actually be actualized, American corporations have to decide whether they're going to be good global citizens or ugly Americans. Right now, they're firmly ugly Americans. I still remember riding through Kaduna State and Kwara State in the middle of Nigeria and seeing Bob's mine and John's mine and Michael's mine. And yet the people in that area are Islamic, and they don't even have those kind of names. So this white imperialism is still dominating Africa. Probably won't stop until it's the United States of Africa that kicks them all out, like the People's Republic of China kicked all the corporations out until they could get things right to invite it back under their control. That's probably what Africa needs to do too. You might agree with that or not, but Africa will be empowered by a strategic national black consensus that's African continent wide, just like African Americans will be empowered by a strategic national black consensus that is United States wide, just like our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. And these subjects are all explored in my latest book, American Challenges in the Obama Era, parts 1 and 2. In the Melanesian area, even the Caribbean area, if there were a United States of the Melanesia or United States of the Caribbean, we're talking about empowering people who have been disempowered and bullied by the Yankee with the big stick, that Teddy Roosevelt talked about. Okay, but yeah, American corporations, they really have to make this decision. Good global citizens or ugly Americans. There is a challenge for us all. Before an American fall, hear the call. Gaza and West Bank, the Palestinian state, needs it all. Talking about its land. Good global citizen or really ugly American must finally free African Americans. No more Mike Brown, hear what I said? Killed on his street, hands up and dead. While tanks and armored vehicles are rolling all over African-American human and economic and political rights, with military units armed with big military guns, tear gas, intimidation, flash bombs, and night vision lights. They are trying to stop our right to vote. This is a GOP brand, a plan to further oppress color, woman, and man. 600 bases around the world. Good American citizen or world policeman. Gangster corporations, thieves on Wall Street, and clowns in Washington, D.C. fighting universal health care. Value black life and everyone else. Freedom for us all, or you can't keep it all just for yourself. The challenge of America for the world and within. World domination, or world policeman. The end of white supremacy, ending poverty in every nation, human rights respected for the world. Then we'll see world liberation. America, set all the prisoners free and build a new liberation. Replace incarceration with free education. Let our passion be for liberation, taking action for your satisfaction. Popo shot Mike Brown down in his street, in his town. In Ferguson, Missouri, our human rights passion was found. And our people stood up, and Ferguson passion is still standing. Until justice comes, Ferguson are our passion ones. Every Palestinian goes back to a free, independent Palestine, and America is ending poverty in our lifetime. Indigenous education of every mind, and poverty becomes hard to find. With the death of imperialism dead, everyone feed those who are underfed. Full employment throughout the world. Dog-eat-dog economy dead. Fair world trade widespread. This is a challenge for every good world citizen. End racial discrimination throughout the world, then liberation. No more ugly, racist, ugly Americans. No more Western world intervention. Ending Western world colonization. Respect of every indigenous, independent nation. Or human rights, loving, not oppressing. Pro-liberation, good global citizen. Again, these poems and others, as well as my writings on the Obama administration and on the destiny of African Americans, the destiny of the world, the destiny of black people in the world, such as in West Papua New Guinea, where they're fighting against the Indonesians for liberation, because that liberation really should be for that whole island, not just the eastern part of New Guinea should be free. All of New Guinea should be free, and all of Melanesia should be free, but half of it is occupied by the United States government. So again, unless there's a strategic national black consensus, an international strategic black consensus, a United States of Melanesia, the United States of the Caribbean, a United States of Africa, both the islands and the country, the continental Africa, unless there's a United States of Africa, or unless African Americans can find a way, and all those things should happen. But African Americans, we must find a way to make our diversity as a people our strength. That's not going to be easy. It's not going to come easy. But if we don't start on that journey, we'll never get there. We need a strategic national black consensus to bring us African Americans together like never before. And then we will actually be given the power to each other. We will empower each other. And if we can begin to change the script and begin to flip the script and begin to empower each other instead of disempowering each other, then we're on our way to a better place for our people. And also the country, this whole country will be in a better place. Particularly if there's more recognition given to the new majority, that the persecution of the undocumented is ended as quickly as possible, that Trump and his buddies are kicked up out of the White House, and that we get a national legislation brings the murder by police of African Americans and others in this country to a screeching halt in the way that it's happening now. Well, my brothers and sisters, I've come to the end of my presentation today, and I will hope you will look at this presentation, the one I did earlier today, as well as my special presentation on loving black women, and another presentation I've done on my book, American Challenges in the Obama Era. But the most important thing I would like for you to do is give a brother some support and change those sales reports. Because as long as it's only an ebook that I have and I can be featured in, and that's really the only thing open to me now without a publisher, then, they will ignore my message. They will ignore me. But I got something to say. And if you support it, show me you support it by going to Amazon.com Kindle, checking out my author's page, my videos there, but buying my books. That's the most important way to show your support to this progressive brother. Thank you very much again. Oh, my website is www.lovingblackwomen.com. And of course, I got Facebook, and of course, Ukali the African is my username for Facebook and Twitter. So I'm all over the place. But most of all, give a brother some support, because it's not when I go away, and I may have 20 or 30 years left, but I may not. Who knows? But give me my flowers now.